Hi, I'm Ken. This is Losing It 2025. Welcome to the Week 16 update, which technically isn't actually the Week 16 update, even though it is the Week 16 update. What do I mean by all of that? And how did I do last week as I continue my efforts to lose 100 pounds this year? I'll let you know in just a moment. So what do I mean by this is the Week 16 update, but it also isn't the Week 16 update? Well, technically last week I posted the Week 15 update, so this would naturally be Week 16, but as I was doing some calculations, looking back across the year to gauge my progress week by week, I realized that we are actually currently today in Week 18 of the year, which means my report on last week should have been the Week 17 update. So I don't know if I miscounted, if I used the same title twice, I haven't looked, or if somehow my calculations were just off. But I'm going to get back on track by saying that this is the Week 16 and 17 update of Losing It 2025. So next week will be the Week 18 update. So all that having been said, how did I do? Well, the reality is I did pretty well. I lost about 3 pounds last week, which is fantastic. But one thing that I noticed that gave me pause was that there were some days where the scale was very favorable, where I'd lost actually 4 or 5 pounds, and others where it was less favorable, where I'd lost only 1 or 2 pounds as compared to the previous week. And it got me to thinking, when you weigh every day, you're going to notice fluctuations in your weight that are natural, that have very little to do with how well you stuck to your diet or how much you exercised. Some days you're going to be heavier, some days you're going to be lighter, based not on your body fat or muscle mass or anything like that, but simply based on how much of the food you've eaten is actually still working its way through your system. And so what I decided was to take a look at my progress over the first part of this year, doing a week-by-week comparison, taking the weekly average of the weigh-ins that I did. So what I did is I looked back across all of my data, and I made an entry for each time that I weighed in, and then added those numbers and then divided them, of course, by the number of days that I weighed in that week. And I came up with a weekly average that helped me to see some interesting trends. And I'm going to share those with you real quickly if you're interested. In the first week of the year, I had an average weight of 328 pounds. Now, my starting weight was 335. So even taking my weight loss from the first day on through that week, I lost 7 pounds that week. My average weight was 328. Week 2, my average weight was 320 pounds, which means I lost about 8 pounds comparing one weekly average to the previous one. That brought my total weight loss after 2 weeks on a whole food plant-based diet to 15 pounds. Week 3 was just as impactful as week 2 had been. With an average weight of 312 pounds, I lost 8 pounds that week, which brought my total weight loss to 23 pounds. After about a month on a whole food plant-based diet to 28 pounds lost, which is phenomenal. Clearly, my body was adjusting very rapidly to this new way of eating. I was eating a lot less sodium, not even trying to, just naturally, because I wasn't eating as many processed or packaged foods. And so the reduction in sodium swollen. Part of what motivated me to begin this diet was the fact that I had recently had a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and they were even talking about the early stages of heart failure, which, there was a lot going on physically with me, and changing my diet has helped me to change the trajectory on those ailments. I'm not saying they're gone, but I've changed the trajectory. I'm headed in a different direction now, and I couldn't be happier with that. But long story short, after 4 weeks on a whole food plant-based diet, I'd lost 28 pounds. The next week, things slowed down a little bit as all of this was sort of normalized for me. In week 5, I had an average weight of 305 pounds, lost 2 pounds that week for a total of 30. Week 6, and I'm going to speed this up a little. Week 6, I had an average weight of 306 pounds.
I actually gained a pound that week. Yes, I gained a pound. And so my weight loss for that 6-week period was 29 pounds. The next week, week 7, I lost 2 pounds with an average weight of 304, bringing my total weight loss to 31 pounds. Week 8, I had an average weight of 302 pounds, having lost 2 pounds in week 8. Week 9, I had an average weight of 299 pounds, having lost 3 pounds that week. Week 10, I had an average weight of 295 pounds, having lost 4 pounds that week. Week 11, I had an average weight of 290 pounds.
That was a 5-pound weight loss that week, which brought my total weight loss for 11 weeks on the whole food plant-based diet to 45 pounds. At 12 weeks,
I lost another 2 pounds, averaging 288, which brought my total weight loss to 27 pounds. At a 54-pound
total weight loss. And week 17, my average weight was 278 pounds, which was a 3-pound weight loss compared to the previous weekly average, which brought my total weight loss to where it is right now. I've lost 57 pounds in 17 weeks on a whole food plant-based diet. I really haven't incorporated too much exercise, although I will say that this month I have tried to move more. I still haven't made it to the gym, but I have managed to average at least 10,000 steps per day. Does that mean I walked 10,000 steps every day? No, I didn't. There were a few days in there where I walked less than 10,000 steps, as few as 7,000 on a couple of occasions, as I recall. But there were other days where I walked 14 or 15,000 steps. So on average, I'm ranging between 10 and 11,000 steps per day right now, and I'm feeling great. My clothes are fitting better. My energy level is up. I'm able to navigate stairs much more easily up and down the stairs without running out of breath. When I first started this, I couldn't walk up a single flight of stairs without being winded by the time I got to the top. That is no longer the case. Things are moving in the right direction. I am feeling great. I'm fitting into clothes that I haven't been able to wear in a long time. My confidence level is up. Things are just going well. Not every week is a major weight loss. Not every week is even a weight loss at all. There were at least 2 or 3 weeks in there where I either lost only 1 pound or maybe even gained a pound or just broke even. But on the whole, things are moving in the right direction. And what's more, they're moving in the right direction at a totally acceptable pace for me. 2 to 3 pounds of weight lost each week is perfect. It's the sweet spot. It's where I want to be. If things continue on this trajectory, and I have every intention of doing my best to make sure that they do, then I will have easily accomplished my 100-pound weight loss goal well before the end of 2025. I can't wait to see when I cross that finish line. Of course, the reality is that once I accomplish that goal, what it means is that I'll be setting another one. And I'm already starting to think about what some of those other goals might be. But let me ask you, what are your goals? What are the things that you want to accomplish? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to get healthier? Are you trying to grow in your relationship and your walk with God? Are you trying to read more? Are you trying to grow professionally? Are you trying to deepen your existing relationships or maybe even make new friendships? What are your goals? I would love to know what your goals are so that I can encourage you and pray for you as you work towards accomplishing them. Leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love it if you did, but only if you enjoy the content. If not, feel free not to subscribe because it's not really about the numbers. Although we did hit over 100 subscribers this week, in part at least due to the funny cat video with my cat Sophie standing there on my shoulder nodding her head. That was kind of cute. She's a really great cat. I'm actually more of a dog person, but my wife is working on changing that. And Sophie seems to be helping her with the process because she's a cute cat. But that's all I'll say about that. Again, any comments you have, I'd love to hear from you. Like, follow, and subscribe, all the stuff, and you have a blessed day.